The BBC learns new details about a Russian fighter pilot who tried to shoot down a British RAF aircraft last year. Where it's emerged that last September, a Russian military pilot tried to shoot down a British Royal Air Force surveillance aircraft, which had dozens of military personnel on board. Our defence correspondent Jonathan Beale has the details.
This is the type of RAF surveillance aircraft that was nearly shot down. Called a rivet joint, it sucks up intelligence and electronic information. And the crew of up to 30 would have been able to listen in to the Russian communications that could have resulted in their own deaths. The British spy plane was on a surveillance mission over the Black Sea in September last year. It was unarmed and flying in international airspace. 2 Russian fighter jets were sent to intercept it. When the Russian jets approached, they received a command from the ground telling them they were approaching their target. One pilot wrongly interpreted that as permission to fire. He launched a missile, but it failed to lock onto its target. It missed. A row then broke out between the 2 pilots. The other Russian jet did not believe they'd been given permission to fire. But the rogue pilot then released another missile. That one just dropped from the wing. But if one of the missiles had hit the target, it could have sparked a much wider conflict.
I think this is a great example of how tactical mistakes can have strategic consequences. What we're talking about here is negligent, highly dangerous Russian activity, very poorly controlled, running the risk of a major escalation.
The Ministry of Defence immediately requested an explanation from the Russians. The then Defence Secretary described it as potentially dangerous, but accepted Moscow's explanation.